Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session of Leap Expert Hour. And in today's session, we're going to discuss very interesting stuff, which is top scholarships in 2023. So yes, we've discussed everything about all the countries. Why not talk about scholarships as well? So everyone who's joining in today's session, stay till the end because we'll be discussing a lot of scholarships. So these scholarships will be in Canada, UK, and Australia. And a lot of these scholarships are open. A lot of these scholarships would have their deadlines approaching soon. So if you're planning to study in any of these countries, stay till the end and we'll discuss a lot of these scholarships and how much they pay you and whether they are available for UG or PG students. So I have all the info for you today. Cool. So before we start, again, if you're wanting to study abroad in 2023, why not actually go and sign up with LeapScholar? So there is a link which is floating in your chat boxes. You can get free expert counseling from an expert, and it's totally free of cost, like I said. And you get all the related services as well. So in case you want to apply for certain scholarships, our counselors will help you with scholarship applications as well. Plus, you'll be also getting a lot of other services, which includes SOPs, your LORs, your admissions, your visas, everything included. And it's totally free of cost. Go sign up, and someone will get in touch with you from the team. Right. So I've already have messages floating in. Prince Bhatia, can you tell me some universities about economics for September 23? Prince, which country are you looking at? So I would need that detail. Good evening, Sahil. How are you? I'm fine as well. Surya Vamsi, yes, scholarships for bachelors as well. So I'm covering a lot of scholarships for bachelors in this session today. Karan Verma, can you tell me scholarships and diploma related to commerce sector in Canada? Yes, Karan will be covering that today as well. So I have a very brief presentation today. So in case you want to apply for a certain scholarship, if you think that you qualify for a certain scholarship, you guys can take a screenshot and you can discuss the same with your counselor when you get in touch with your counselor. Prince Bhatia, yes, I'll be coming to your question very soon. Good evening, Nihal. Good to see you here. Right. Sujit, 10 times you booked. Well, I'd advise you that if you're not getting the slots, because, we receive overwhelming counseling, requests. So why don't you actually try and, maybe sign up from another ID, or maybe you can try booking a meeting early in the morning so that, because most of the slots fill up very early. So try again, and I'm pretty much sure you'll get a slot booked. Ankush Shetty, is Italy a good country for abroad studies? Yes, Ankush, definitely it is. Italy has one of the most affordable rates of education, and also a lot of universities in Italy offer free education. So yeah, cool. So let's start with today's session. So what are the types of scholarships you can avail? So before we actually start this session and talk about the scholarship, these are the broadly 7 categories of scholarships you can apply for. So number one, everyone knows that is your merit base. So that is based on your academic ability, your extracurricular activities, your any other artistic qualities you may have. Number two, there is student specific scholarships. So they are based on certain factors. For example, there would be certain scholarships that are only for women. Then there will be certain scholarships that will be only for a particular ethnicity, as in like maybe for Indians, or maybe for maybe just for Sri Lankans, or maybe for Pakistanis or Bangladeshis. So like every university do have student specific scholarships. Then we have destination specific scholarships. So when you plan to pursue a particular program in a particular country, for example, chevening is a very destination scholarship, specific scholarship, because you get chevening for UK. Then we have subject specific scholarship. So let's say some universities may offer something called a B school scholarship, which is only for business school. Some universities may have MBA specific scholarships. So again, these are very subject specific scholarships. Then we have the need based scholarships. So if you come, if you don't have the financial, backing with you, and you want to study abroad, there are some universities. There are a lot of universities abroad that offer need-based scholarships as well. So that depends on your family income. Number 6, athletic scholarships, and these kind of scholarships are available across a lot of universities as well. If you are into sports, if you have participated in really good events in the past, I think you can qualify for athletic scholarships as well. And then we have the research scholarships, which is basically for research students, someone who's going for a master's in research or a PhD. Cool. Moving on to the first slide now. So let's start with the UK. I'll briefly cover everything. And yeah, starting with UK, we have the International Undergraduate Merit Scholarship at University of Sheffield. This is for UG students only, and you can get up to 50% tuition fee waiver. Next, we have the University of Sheffield's Postgraduate Merit Scholarship, and that offers you a 25% tuition fee waiver. It's for PG students only. Then we have University of Nottingham's Developing Solutions Master Scholarship, which offers you 50 to 100% tuition fee waiver, but it's only for PG students. Then we have South Asia Undergraduate Excellence Award at University of Nottingham. That's awarded by University of Nottingham, and it's only for undergraduate students. Next up, we have the International Undergraduate Scholarship at University of Gloucestershire, which gives you 50% tuition fee waiver, and it's only for UG students. Cool. Moving on to the next slide, we have the University of Gloucestershire's International Postgraduate Scholarship, which can give you a 50% tuition fee waiver, and it's only for PG students. Chevening, as we all know, it's a fully funded scholarship, and it's only for PG students who have 2 years of minimum work experience. Commonwealth is fully funded. It's for PG and doctoral students. We have great scholarships, which gives you approximately 10 lakh rupees scholarship, and it's only for PG students. And then we have VC scholarships at Bangor University, which can give you around 50% tuition fee waiver, and it's only for UG students. Right, moving on to Australia. So the most generous country here. So a lot of students, who are looking at UG level scholarships, Australia will make a very, very good option for you. So starting with the best of the lot here, we have Monash University's International Leadership Scholarship. So for those who are not aware, Monash is a part of group of 8 universities, and it's one of the top universities globally. They offer 100% tuition fee waiver, and it's available for both UG and PG students. Deakin University also has a similar scholarship, which is specifically targeted at Indian students. So you have high chances of getting it, provided you have excellent excellent academic background. So it's 100% tuition fee waiver, and it's applicable for both UG and PG students. Next up, we have Latrobes VC scholarships, India and Sri Lanka. And by the name, we can guess that it's only available for Indian and Sri Lankan nationals. It also gives you a 100% tuition fee waiver, and it's available for both UG and PG students. Next up, we have Latrobes International Scholarship. So these are automatic scholarships. So if you apply to Latrobe University in Australia for a bachelor's or master's program, the university can give you a 15 to 25% waiver on your tuition fee, which is a huge amount. Next, we have University of Technology, Sydney, UTS Vice Chancellor's International Undergraduate Scholarships, which give you 100% tuition fee waiver as well, but they're only available for UG students. Moving on, then we have another UG scholarship at UTS Sydney, and that gives you 25% tuition fee waiver, which roughly translates to $10,000 to $15,000, and it's only for UG students. Deakin also has a 25% tuition fee waiver for UG and PG students in place. It's called Deakin International Scholarships. Then we have Australian National Universities International Scholarships, Chancellor's International Scholarships. So ANU is one of the top universities globally. So if you see the rankings, it ranks somewhere in 30 to 40 range. Basically, it's the highest ranked university in Australia. It gives you 25 to 50% waiver on your tuition fee, and it's available for both UG and PG students. Next up, we have Australian Catholic University. They offer UG and PG students with 50% tuition fee waiver. Then we have University of Swinburne's International Excellence Undergraduate and Postgraduate Scholarships, and they offer 10 to 75% waiver on your tuition fee, depending on what kind of academic background do you have. Cool. Just a few more slides. Moving on to Canada. For UG students, I think Canada is mostly concentrated towards UG students, but again, there are a few PG scholarships available as well. I'll talk about that briefly. So starting with the Leicester B. Pearson International Scholarship Program at University of Toronto. It's a fully funded program. So you get your tuition fee, you get your living expenses, everything covered. It's only for UG students who are applying to University of Toronto. Then we have International Entrance Scholarship of Distinction at York University. It's almost 140,000 Canadian dollars, and it's only for UG students as well. Similarly, York University also has a Global Leader of Tomorrow Award, which is worth 80,000 Canadian dollars, and it's only for UG students. Then we have the International Scholars Program at UBC, University of British Columbia, that can offer you up to full tuition fee as well. It's only for UG students. Next up, we have the Carleton University's international entrance scholarships, and they are available for UG students as well, and they'll pay you up to 16,000 Canadian dollars. Cool. Some PG here, finally. So starting with, there's one UG as well. So Calgary International Entrance Scholarships, they give you around 60,000 Canadian dollars. It's only for UG. Then we have Manitoba Graduate Fellowship, which is around 28,000 Canadian dollars. It's only for PG students. International Masters Award of Excellence at University of Waterloo. It's 12,500 Canadian dollars, and it's only for PG students. Then we have University of Saskatchewan's International Excellence Awards and entrance scholarships at Cape Breton University, worth 10,000 and 30,000, and it's only available for UG students. So talking about people who want to study a PG diploma in Canada, certain colleges in Canada would offer something called entrance scholarships, but they're not very high in value. So roughly, I can say, you can expect to get $2,000 to $3,000 worth of scholarship, but again, you have to separately apply for that. So yes, a few colleges do offer entrance scholarships in Canada to PG students as well. Cool. So before I start answering questions, again, if you want to speak to a counselor one-on-one, why don't you actually go and sign up with LeapScholar? Our counselors can help you with scholarship applications as well. They'll help you with profile evaluation, SOPs, LORs, university shortlisting, and visa assistance as well. Cool. So I'll start with the first question. Right. So Prince Bhatia, economics degree, if you talk about UK, so plenty good options, Prince. So, starting with one of the best, finest schools in the world, London School of Economics has a very good economics department. Apart from that, you can check out any Russell Group University in the UK. There's Bristol, there's Manchester, there's Nottingham. Plenty good options in the UK for economics. Similarly, in Australia, you can check out Group of 8 universities. In Canada, you have the U15, which is the 15 top universities of Canada, which includes Alberta, Toronto, UBC. All these universities offer programs in economics, but it will ultimately come down to you what kind of percentage you have and which kind of program are you applying for. Are you applying for a bachelor's or a master's program? Right. Karan Verma, so yeah, like if you talk about diploma, see, I told you a lot of Canada colleges, they'll offer something called an entrance scholarship, and some are automatic scholarships. So for entrance scholarships, you have to apply separately, and most colleges would ask you for a 500 to 600 word essay, which is usually the case, and they're not very highly paid scholarships. They're not valued very highly. So expect around 2,500, 2,000, or $3,000 worth of scholarships in Canada, especially for diploma programs, and that too at colleges. Okay, so Prince, I have your question. 87.2% in class 12th, 83.8% in class 10th. What are the prospects of me getting a scholarship, and can you suggest some good universities in Canada for economics degree? Right. Prince, you can ideally try, universities like Alberta and, the interior areas, which is like Manitoba and Alberta. Because if I talk about UBC, if I talk about McGill or Toronto, they usually expect northwards of 90%. But yeah, mostly these universities, and they're also very good universities, and they might accept you. Talking about scholarships, ultimately it will come down to the university itself. So we can apply for scholarships, but again, getting a scholarship With an 87%, I cannot predict it because it also depends on what kind of applications the university is getting and what kind of cohort is applying. And for that, by that I mean basically, let's say there are 100 students applying, and how many students actually have a better academic record than you. So those students would have a higher chance of getting a scholarships, and we can only get to know the outcome once we apply. So if you're confident, just apply for a scholarship when you apply to the university. And most Canadian universities, if you want to apply for a scholarship, try and apply as early as possible. Right. Next question. Okay. Rupinder, I need more details. Okay. So, okay, I'll come to your question. Rajat Arora, is 82 English CBSE enough for waiver in UK? Yes, Rajat. I think with an 82 in English CBSE, I think Bristol will offer you a waiver. Most top universities will offer you waiver, but again, with top universities, there are certain, certain section of universities like Imperial or LSE or Oxford and Cambridge. These universities do not offer waivers usually, but yes, most other Russell Group universities can offer you a waiver with 82. It's a very, very good score. Uh, cool. Next up, we have a question from Amarshri. Masters in Computer Sciences uh, abroad. So Amarshri, masters depends on which country are you targeting. So let's talk about three. UK, yes, possibilities there. You can get into a Masters of Computer Sciences abroad in UK with a 3-year degree, but with and Australia as well. But with Canada, most universities would require you to have a 4-year degree. So if you have a BTech in computer sciences or software or any computer related program, then Canada is a possibility. Otherwise, if you have a 3-year degree, I would suggest either go for UK or Australia. And in Canada, you can get a PG diploma. So if you have a BCA or a BSc IT, then obviously with Canada, it will be very difficult to get a master's. You can get a PG diploma instead. Right. Rupinder, okay. So grade 10th. Okay, so you have a very good profile, Rupinder. I think I would advise that you apply for all the scholarships, like 98.4% in your grade 12th. Ideally, if you want to, you can target a lot of universities. Australia has really good options, like I said, like I think the profile you have, I think you can apply to Monash, you can apply to DK and Latrobes, and all the scholarships they're offering. See, when it comes to scholarship, it always comes down to the university's discretion and how you present your essay. So certain scholarships would want you to write an essay that why you should be given a particular scholarship. So I think you have a very good profile, an excellent academic record, and this is what universities are looking at. So I would advise apply for universities and apply for scholarships. I'm pretty much sure you will get good amount of scholarship. At least in Australia, for pretty much sure I am. You can get a good scholarship in Australia. That I can guarantee. Cool. Next up, okay, Amashri, I think I answered your question. Australia, yes, you can target Australia, Amashri. Plenty good options in Australia, and computer sciences is like always in high demand everywhere. But do note that in Australia, to get a post-study work visa, you have to study for 2 years. So choose a master's degree which is for 2 years, and yes, plenty good options. Uh, Software students, which studies are available? So yes. Plenty options available. You can choose a bachelor's, you can choose a master's, but again I would need to know more details from you. uh, okay, so I have the details. I'm from CSE branch, and in USA which studies are available? Okay. So ideally, I think you have a 4-year degree and you can go for a master's. So plenty good options. See, there are variations in terms of tuition fee. It also comes down, how much you want to spend on your education. So there will be certain schools that will be like very, very expensive. And then there are certain schools that will be on a, if you are on a budget. So depends on what kind of score you have, what kind of budget you have. Uh, you can select a university. I would advise you to get in touch with the counselor, and they can help you with a short list of universities as per your uh, profile and as per your percentage. Cool. Yes, mostly every university will accept BCA, so I don't see any problem with that. Uh, Again, Manchi, till the time you don't apply, you don't get to know. So most universities in Australia would accept a 3 years degree for an MS in IT. Uh, Imran, I want to study in France. Right. So Imran, I think I did answer your question in my last YouTube live as well, as far as I remember. So for France, I would suggest check out Campus France website, and they have really good, like details available with scholarships. France is technically, if you're looking at bachelors, then mostly I would say mostly all the programs are delivered in French. Very few options. I think there would be negligible options if you want to study in English. So most likely, most universities would want you to have French language proficiency. So if you know French, then I say go ahead with it and check out Campus France website. Cool. Uh, Aswati Matthew graduated BSc Microbiology in country, currently working as microbiologist in an exporting company. Which PGDM you would prefer other than food safety, and also job opportunities of food safety and QA? Uh, Food sciences, food safety, Aswati, currently, if I talk about in Canada, and as far as I, have spoken to a lot of people already, it's one of the most in-demand programs right now, and I believe you are in the right domain, you are in the right industry, so you can choose, these programs, and I see a very good scope in Canada in food safety, food sciences, and QA. So, see, I think one of the most important things we have to understand is, Western countries are very, very strict on their food safety. So, like, of course, it's not taken as lightly as it is taken in India. So, this job or this field, I would say, is here to stay because people are going to eat, and like I said, Western countries are very, very particular about what kind of food is being sold in the market. So I would say go ahead with it. You're in a very good position and plenty good opportunities in Canada right now. Uh, Next up, Surya Vamsi. My grades are 90% plus in past years. Should I have to try top universities which provide fully funded scholarships, or top public universities in Europe with free tuition? Why are you limiting yourself, Surya? So I know it's pretty hectic that you have to apply to so many universities. So I always tell people who are confused between two options. So let's say maybe two countries, or maybe you want to, like you said, you want to try top universities that provide fully funded scholarships, or top universities in Europe with free tuition. Why don't you apply to both? I know it's a very time consuming process, but again, I have seen students in the past. Some of my students, they were confused between, let's say, UK and Canada. They have applied to both countries, and then when they get the offers, they decide. Yes, the whole process is very time taking because you might have to amend your SOP as per the university or as per the country. But again, I think it's worth it if you're looking to invest in a foreign education, and if you want to, if you want to get a good financial package in terms of scholarship, or maybe you want to study in a public university in Europe that offers free tuition. I think it's worth the effort. So nothing comes without the hard work. Surya, I would suggest that you apply for both countries wherever you're planning to. And once you start getting the offers, then you decide which way to go. Uh, Guntet Singh, we offer SOP as well and LORs as well. And talking about Deakin is actually a very, I would say, reputed university in Australia, and their MBA program is also pretty highly ranked within Australia as well. But you know, yes, I would say there are better options. Like, if you have seen my session with Tushar, which I did on Monday, you can rewatch that session. I think you get a lot of information from there. But MBA, I would say I always prefer that if you want to do an MBA, that's my opinion. A lot of people might not agree with it, but my opinion is if you want to go for an MBA, go for an MBA which asks for at least 2 to 3 years of experience, because MBA is ideally designed for working professionals, some people who already have experience. So if you are a fresher, I would say go for a master's course instead. And technically, if you're getting a master's level degree and you have good skills, I think getting a job will not be a problem. Right now we're living in an age wherein skills are very, very important, and if you have some practical experience, well, and it's good to go. Try and get some independent projects, try and get some online certifications, try and freelance a lot, because this is a very, very competitive age, and your experience, hands-on experience, will definitely help you in getting a job. But yeah, constant upskilling is required. My opinion is if you have if you are a fresher, then I will not prefer MBA as a viable option. For those kind of students, I would recommend masters more. Chayan Mukherjee, I am in 12th standard right now. Is it possible to go to Canada in September 23 intake? If you're targeting universities, Chayan, yes, because universities in Canada will offer you something called conditional offer letters. But for colleges, if you want to go for a college, as in a diploma program after your 12th standard, then ideally a January intake will suit you better, because by the time your results will be out, most colleges will be closed. Most, I would say, every college in Canada would be closed by then. So ideally, for such students, January is more recommended. So if you want to go for a university, then yes, you can go for September 23. And on that note, September 23 for universities is open everywhere in Canada. So start applying if you want to apply. Just start your whole procedure, your whole process right now. Okay. Gitartha Sharma, any scholarship for masters in Canada and UK? When to apply for these scholarships? BE 8.1 CGPA. Gitartha, Canada, very rare to be honest. Canada is not very, very generous in terms of masters level scholarships. Uh, but again, you can check out Ontario graduate scholarships. UK, yes, a lot of universities do have really good options, and plus, I think you've got a very good CGPA. Why don't you try for something like Sheffield? I'm not really sure which course are you looking at. So try for Sheffield Scholarship. They have 25% tuition fee waiver in place. Most universities like King's or Edinburgh or every university in the UK would offer two types of scholarships. One is the automatic scholarship, which you automatically get when you apply and when the universities look at your profile. Second is merit-based scholarship, which you only can apply if you are holding an offer letter. So I'll give you an idea. Imperial College London, they have the Imperial Excellence Scholarship, which is worth 10 lakh rupees. You can only apply for that scholarship if you have an offer from Imperial. Otherwise, you cannot apply. However, like I said, there are a lot of universities that offer automatic scholarships as well, and they'll be somewhere around 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 pounds approximate. But the merit-based scholarships, they can range between 5,000 to 15,000 as well. So, but for that, separate application is required, and you need to hold an offer before you apply. Uh, Rahul, I've covered a lot of scholarships for Australia. So let me just show you the slide. So these are the few Australian scholarships we have. So you can take the screenshot. Right. When will September intake start from Canada? Prince, I would advise that if you already graduated, I think you already graduated, right? So uh, get your documents in order by January, February, because Canada, the problem is most colleges, they close very early, and this time pe, the whole issue is that there is massive, massive amount of backlog. So many students, they had really good profiles and they could not get the colleges because colleges close very early. So I think mostly every college will start opening sometime around February. Some open early, some open late as well. Depends. So I would say get in touch with the counselor. Be on your toes. In the meanwhile, give your IELTS, take your IELTS, and get your IELTS score. IELTS TRF, your all documents in place if you're looking to for a diploma program. And as soon as the applications open, apply on the first day. Sandeep Kaur, I have scored 70% in BSc Agriculture. Where should I apply? In UK for 100% scholarship or PG diploma or masters? Sandeep, to be honest, for agriculture people, I don't recommend UK at all because UK has very limited opportunities for agriculture students. If you're wanting to study agriculture, um, I would advise you should check out Canada or Australia. And Canada as well. I'll talk about very specific provinces like Saskatchewan and Manitoba because they have a very flourishing agriculture industry. I'll not recommend UK, to be honest. Australia, you can also check out the interior areas, the interior provinces, the interior states, the remote areas, what they call them, the regional areas, and plenty good opportunities for agriculture. Australia, you can do a master's, and in Canada you can do a PG diploma. However, getting 100% scholarship will be tricky, but we can still apply with a 71%. It also comes down to what kind of university you graduated from. See, I would advise if you have a good academic record, there is no harm in applying. So I think if you think you qualify, because every scholarship would have an eligibility criteria. Just check out that eligibility criteria. If you meet it, there's no harm in applying. Till the time you don't apply, you'll not get to know that if you received it or not. Yes, universities will ask you for some extra essay or something extra to supplement your whole application. But like I said, there is no harm in applying. If you meet the eligibility criteria, please do apply. Right. So Sumaya Siddiqui, in 12th, I got 93% in English and I've done my BCom with an aggregate of 86%. Okay. So you've got a very good profile, Sumaya. I think you can try for top universities in UK. And if by top universities, I mean you can try King's College, you can try Edinburgh, depending on which course you want to go for. Okay, you're also asking about the courses. So you've done BCom, you can do accounting, you can do finance, you can do international business, you can do MIM, the MSc management. Uh, and most UK universities will be happy to offer something called merit-based scholarship, and that will depend from university to university. So let's say Imperial College has a merit-based scholarship which gives you around 10 lakh rupees off on your tuition fee. LSE also has LSE Masters Awards, which may give you a lesser amount, maybe a £5,000 or maybe a full tuition fee. But like I said, to get these scholarships, you have to apply first. So to apply, you can get in touch with us, and our counselors can help you apply to these universities. And once you hold a conditional or unconditional offer letter, only then you can apply. And scholarship, which one will you get? Looking at your profile, I think you can get good amount of scholarship. But again, like I said, for the merit based scholarships, uh, some universities may ask you to record a video, like, or something like that, with your um, uh, take on why do you want to apply for this scholarship and why you're worthy of this scholarship. Some universities may ask you to write an essay that why you should be given this scholarship. To apply, and UK is already open for September 23 if you want to go for September 23. And all these top universities, they start filling very fast. So I think most of these universities will start opening October second week. So be on your toes and just start researching. And I'm pretty much sure with this kind of profile you have, you can get a decent amount of scholarship. Right. Next up, Saurabh Singh, BTech IT, 8 CGPA, currently working in TCS, 1 year experience, want to do MBA in Canada, September 23. What are the options? Can I get a scholarship? Right. BTech IT and its CGPA, pretty good profile academics you have, Saurabh, and you're working with TCS, which is one of the best companies in computer sciences domain in India. So ideally, Saurabh, I would suggest that get some more experience. And you want to do MBA, you can go for an MBA because you have a 4-year undergrad. But most top universities in Canada would ask for 2 to 3 years of experience, depending on where you want to go. Uh, and most of these universities may also offer MBA scholarships, but again, they're not fully funded scholarships. So, but for that, you need to have GMAT as well, because most Canadian universities will ask for GMAT scores if you want to go for MBA. There are certain universities that will also offer you GMAT waiver. Again, that's a possibility. Then there are certain universities that are also they also accept you without experience, or with a 3-year degree as well, like Thompson Rivers University is there. So again, it will all come down to you, what kind of university you're targeting. So yeah, if you're targeting top universities, ideally I would say wait and get some work experience and then apply. And until then, you can start prepping for your GMAT exam as well, because most universities in Canada will ask for GMAT scores when you apply for MBA. Prabhavati, I think I've covered UK scholarships already. And you can, once the session ends, you can rewind it and you can take the screenshot as well. Uh, cool. Next up, please tell us about fully funded scholarship for masters. Ideally, UK or Australia, they have options for fully funded. UK, you have Chevening, you have Nottingham's Developing Solutions Master Scholarships, you have Commonwealth. In Australia, you have Monash, Deakin, and Latrobe offering you, a fully funded scholarship at master's level. Again, Shiba, it will all come down to you what kind of profile you have, and you would need to apply separately. And every scholarship would have a different eligibility criteria. So just check out which scholarship you want to apply. Uh, like I said, Chevening requires at least 2 years of experience. Commonwealth has different requirements. Nottingham's Developing Solutions Scholarship will have different requirements. Monash Scholarship will have different requirements. So see if you meet the eligibility criteria. According to that, you can apply. But ideally, for you, I would say for masters, only UK and Australia has good options of fully funded scholarships. Canada has very, very few scholarships. Okay. Next up, I want to become a teacher, and I have done bachelor's. So yeah, Abhinav, if you, what kind of bachelor's degree have you done? So your major subjects. Depending on that, if you're looking at Canada, early childhood education is a very booming field, I would say. You can try that. UK has a PGCE program. You can try that as well. So ultimately comes down to which country you want to go to. Kinjal, MSc from Manchester Met, MBA Finance from Cardiff Met. Okay. So my opinion, my take would be Manchester Met. It has a better BB school. And because I believe you are a fresher, Kinjal, uh, for fresher students, I don't usually recommend MBA, because it's uh, uh, MBA, like I said, it's more meant for people who have experience. So if you want to get into a better school for MBA, ideally I would say get some experience and then try for MBA. Otherwise, I would say out of these, my choice will be a sure Manchester Met. Okay. Uh, I can't decide which country should I do my bachelor's. Germany, France, Seoul. So Germany would require P-shot German at mostly at bachelor's level. All programs are taught in German. France will require French. Seoul, that is South Korea, will require Korean as well. But again, with South Korea, you have an option that you can choose to do a language course. And then, most universities, they offer language courses on campus, but that means your degree will be lengthier. So I would suggest out of these three, the easiest one I would say would be South Korea, because you do have an opportunity of actually learning the language. Once you reach there, you learn the language and then you start your degree. But like I said, your degree will, the degree the length will increase. So out of these three, Seoul, I would say, South Korea. Right. UG diploma in biotech, which is best? Biotech, see, Priyansh, a lot of Ontario colleges have biotechnology programs, and I would advise choose any college in Ontario which offers a UG diploma, and I think you'll be good to go. Although there are not many options in biotech, but I would advise you to stick to Ontario because they have a pretty good industry there. Okay, which country is best? With biotech, I would say, see, okay, let's keep it very straight now. So, guys, what happens is basically country. Before you choose country, choose what is your career aim, right? So, I'll tell you one thing. For some people, PR is the highest concern. That they want to settle abroad, they don't want to come back to India, they want to live there, they want to, you know, work there, they want to get a permanent residency and eventually get a citizenship. Then I think here the argument is like gone, because Canada is like here, top of the list. It's easiest country to settle down right now, and they need people. If you're worried about quality of education, if you're more worried about, let's say, rankings, you want to go to a top B school, you want to go to a top engineering school, then ideally I think US and UK will make more sense, right? But we all know that UK and US, it takes time to settle down. With US, it's like you get an OPT only after STEM programs. But with UK, yes, there is a chance to get a permanent residency. But again, it's a very time-consuming process, and not many people are ready to invest this much of time. So before you actually choose the country, choose what you want. Do you want to come back to India? Do you want to start your business? Let's say if you want to start your business, top schools like Pennsylvania or Harvard or NYU will give you more opportunities to connect with people. Do you want to come back to India? I think a degree from UK or US is more recognized than Canada or Australia or New Zealand, right? And this is from my personal experience. I did my bachelor's from the UK and I did my master's from New Zealand, so I can totally tell you that a British degree is more recognized, American degree is more recognized in India. So if you want to come back to India, go into a university, go into a country wherein you'll get good returns when you come back, wherein employers know. So decide what you want out of career and then decide the country. And of course, keeping the budget in mind, right? So a lot of people think that UK is expensive, but if you calculate the cost, 1 year of masters will cost you lesser than any other Canadian university. So I'll tell you top universities in the UK, which are like top 100 in the world, right? They'll cost you less than a mediocre Canadian universities as well. So try and sit down with a calculator and a pen and a pencil, calculate the cost, how much you're going to spend, and that's how you do it. So there's a lot of careful planning involved in this. So do that, and then automatically you have an answer that which country will work best for you. Your budget, what's your career aim? Do you want to come back to India? Do you want to stay there? So that's how your country will change. Great. Harshit Sharma, conditional offer letter, yes. Conditional offer letters are accepted, are given out by Australian universities, Harshit. And I think if you want to apply for Australia, this is the right time. I have done 12th in 2021, 22. Okay, so you just graduated from 12th, that is this year. Yeah, so you can apply for Feb. Is UK good for finance, accounting, and management? Arush, this is a very subjective question. Yes, because London is one of the financial hubs in the world, but again, it also comes down to uh, do you have experience? What kind of universities you're targeting? So, if you want some more solid advice, I would recommend that you connect with us and we'll help you with shortlist. But again, like I said, if you are a fresher, if you don't have experience, my recommendation is go for an MSc at a good university rather than an MBA at a mediocre university. So don't go for MBA finance at a mediocre university. Go for an MSc in finance at a good university. So that's my recommendation. But if you're very adamant that you want to do an MBA only, then get some 2 to 3 years of experience, because a lot of top schools, most top schools in every country will require 2 to 3 years for the MBA. So that's the minimum mandate for a good MBA program. So that's my take. Okay, so Guntej, you've got an unconditional offer letter from Deakin in MBA International. Should I take that option or and opt for IT specialization in second year? Should I apply to a different course? I think it makes sense to me, Guntej. I think, see, Deakin is a very good uni, and trust me, I have a lot of people who from my students who have studied at Deakin, and they're working pretty well for themselves. They're doing pretty well for themselves. If you want to stay in Australia, if you want to work in Australia, if you want to permanently live in Australia, I think Deakin is a very, very good uni. And plus, they're also known in India for that matter, because they have a very good presence here as well. So they also offer an upgrad online MBA, Deakin. They offer a online MBA program here in India as well. And they're pretty well known amongst the Indian employers. So talking about comes down to entirely you. I would say it's a good uni, but again, don't forget to keep networking. And that is something I always say in all my webinars, that networking is very important. Upskilling yourselves is very important. We live in, unfortunately, how I put it, competition is so intense these days that you have to be on your toes, right? So once you start accumulating experience, your education kind of takes a backseat, right? So then your experience speaks for itself. So like I'll give you my personal example. I have around 8 to 9 years of experience now. And when I, let's say if I go for an interview, I think most employers will not look at my qualifications, they look at my experience. So once you start getting experience, I think everything else takes a backseat. But yes, in your initial, I would say I'm an advocate of that fact that in your initial days, a university brand name does make a difference. But I would say Deakin, I don't see any problem. They're one of the most, Deakin and Latrobe are like one of the few universities in Australia that are like really, really popular with Indian students and in fact, international students as well. So yeah, if you find the program good, if you think that the kind of modules are getting taught, you want to study those modules, why not go for it? Okay, so next up, uh, right. So if you are in your 11th, ideally, if you were targeting P-Shot, if you're ideally targeting very good universities, top universities, these universities, they basically look at your extracurriculars. Try and get some internships, try and get some publications if you can. Um, do online courses, anything and everything possible. So because these universities are very, very competitive, and not many students in India, they focus on volunteering. You can work with an NGO. You can try and volunteer with some local body in your area, anything like that. So anything you can find, extracurriculars, maybe you can participate in quiz or a sports or debates or declamations. Like schools these days, they have the Model United Nations. If you get a chance, participate in that. I think that will be pretty good for your profile. I hope that answers your question. So very interesting question from Compilation Gamer. Uh, is MIM worth doing? I mean, what are the chances of getting placed after MIM from National University of Singapore and London Business School or Imperial College London? One more question. How difficult is to get part-time jobs? Right. Uh, I think I might differ from a lot of people here. So I know a lot of people say that you know MSc or the MIMs are not worth doing, but this is from my real life experiences. So I had friends in the UK who, you know, I moved to New Zealand for my masters, and they did their masters in UK, right? And not the MBA, but the masters in management or masters in international business or whatsoever. And a lot of them, if I take the names, I know a couple of people working at KPMG. I know a couple of people working at Boston Consulting Group. I know a couple of people working in Philips. I know a couple of people working in New York in some investment management firm on Wall Street. I think MIMs are worth if you don't have experience. Yes, MBA, only recommended if you have experience. Otherwise, NUS and London Business School and Imperial College London, getting into an MIM program in these schools is actually a very, very Herculean task. So this is my opinion. MIM is worth, because this is something I have seen in my personal life, because I have friends all over the globe and who've studied MIMs and masters, MScs, and they have been doing exceptionally well. I know a couple of people at Leap as well who've done MIMs, MScs, and they're working at very, very senior positions. So I don't see any problem with that. I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but again, I think this is my take. This is from my personal experiences, what I have seen. Right. Meet, yes, if you get your IELTS in October, I think, yeah, it's fine. Uh, just submit your IELTS as soon as you get the result, and yeah, I think you should be good to go. I don't see any problem with that. However, do keep in mind that I would advise, what is happening right now because of the whole COVID situation, and then Australia was closed for almost 2 years, and they just opened up. So the whole visa process is taking time. So just email the university once, and see, those people are very helpful. They'll reply, and just email them that my IELTS is due in uh, this this date. I'm not really sure if you have applied or not. So I'm not really sure. If you've not applied yet, I would say apply until then, because Australia gives conditional offer letters. Until the time you have your IELTS, you can just submit your IELTS and you get a unconditional offer letter, right? Samiha, you should ideally check with University of Windsor. Unfortunately, I'm also a human being. I cannot remember each and every scholarship on top of my mind. So yeah, yes, I do have an awareness about what all scholarships you can get around. Yes, University of Windsor, they do have some scholarships on offer, but again, I'm not really sure. Will those scholarships match your requirements, or are you eligible for that? So if you go to that web page where the course is listed, go to the fee and funding section, and I'm pretty much sure you'll find all the info right there in front of you. Hi, TK, welcome back. I remember you and this DP as well. UK versus US, 3 years bachelor's degree, BSc CS. UK any day. Not a problem, Priyansh. I really hope that I was able to answer all your questions. Uh, cool. Cool, Imran. Okay, so if you don't have any extracurriculars, I would suggest go for this. Go for some online certifications in, the kind of field you're going to study. I believe you want to study biotechnology. If I'm not wrong. I think you were looking for France as well. So yeah, like get some online certifications. Basic. I'm not saying advanced level. So there is this website called classcentral.com. Let me just see if I can type it here. So I'm not really sure if I've submitted it here or not. So it's called classcentral.com. Yes, it's there. I've just posted it in the chat box. This website is so good. It has all the courses available over the internet, no matter which website. Be it Udemy, be it Coursera, be it universities. They have courses, free of cost courses from Ivy Leagues, from Russell Group universities, from Group of 8 universities. In fact, some organizations like Google and Amazon, they also have a lot of online courses. So just check this website out. It's a very good resource, and I'm pretty much sure it can add up to your profile a bit. Cool. Srijan, so this is the last question I'm taking. What kind of generalized non-university specific scholarships in the UK? Chevening, Commonwealth, Great Scholarships, Scotland, Saltire Scholarships. Uh, yeah, so these are the non-gen. I think there's one which is funded by Tata Group as well. I'm not really sure of the name. I cannot find it, but you can check it out. Right. Arush, unfortunately, we do not help with UG as of now, but again, we'll try. Uh, okay, so TK, I'll take up your question. UMBC will accept 3 years of bachelor's degree for masters in IT. Will they accept it in real, or they accept 3 years of bachelor's degree from IIT and all? So, see, a lot of universities, TK, I'm not really sure what kind of exactly, because I don't, to be honest, I'm not a US expert. But again, a lot of universities in US and Canada, they do mention that they might accept a 3 year bachelor's degree. But again, the condition, let's say, UBC also mentions it on their website that they'll accept a 3 year bachelor's degree. But again, there's a condition that 3 year bachelor's degree is only accepted from certain countries. Like if you graduated from the UK or New Zealand or Australia or Ireland, these kind of countries. So it depends on them. I think if you need any clarity, I would advise that you contact US counselor, our US counselor, or you can directly email them that I have so and so degree from a so and so university. Am I eligible for a program? It's always possible. Just email them, and I think most universities would be happy to answer your questions. Right? Cool. Thank you so much. I'll be back with another session soon, and I hope I was able to answer a lot of your questions. Lakshay Jain, good options for bachelor's degree in food technology. Lakshay, I need to know which country you're looking at. So, plenty good options in Canada as well. Alberta, Dalhousie, Manitoba, all these universities have food or food sciences related programs. UK, choose any, you know, Russell Group universities. Priya, second year BA LLB. Uh, can you suggest me LLM in UK with scholarship? Priya, I would say you can check out Cardiff. Cardiff has an India specific scholarship, I believe. You can also check out, depending on what kind of percentage you have, uh, of course, because you're still studying. So, King's College London has a very good law school, and they also offer scholarships worth 10 to 15 lakh rupees, the merit based scholarship. So, yeah, cool. I think I should sign off now. Thank you, Nihal. I hope, thank you so much. You enjoyed the session, and cool. I'll be back with another session soon. Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening, and take care. Bye bye.